Hello, everybody. Welcome to End of Day Update. Today we had earnings, and look what happened. Meta, Facebook is up 15% after hours. Great earnings report, 15% up. Amazon, also very great earnings, more than 7% up. At one point, it was 9% up. So it's all pumping. Apple is slightly down, around 3% down, and mainly because of growth issues in China. But let's review the levels, and you can see right now we are very, very overextended. This is Nasdaq. They are all different screens of Nasdaq. First is the chart you're familiar with. We are in a sell zone. This is the range chart giving actually getting a sell signal just right now. And this is also 80 range chart, and you can see we are near resistances. Okay, this is like a red cloud in the background is like massive resistance, and this is where you should be looking to sell. And we are also above this white line. This is also telling you this is a perfect time to sell. Although we have a buy signal here, cloud is also green, but I think we're very, very overextended. And I think my suggestion would be for you to take profits tomorrow. It could be sell the news event. Although we are higher, I think triple Qs will be opening on a gap up. So it's always better to take profits as soon as possible if you're in profits. All right. Let's quickly look at Bitcoin, and then we'll analyze other markets. So you can see Bitcoin, very, very nice trades. This morning, if you looked at my video, and I had a pre-market update for you all, and I posted that. And if you listen to that, we were here somewhere in the Bitcoin. I released a video around, I think around 8, around here, around 8 o'clock, somewhere around that 8:30-ish. So I was saying we are going to sell zone. The video is still posted here. Those who are on YouTube and TikTok, they can watch it. It's still there, and I was saying we will go pump almost 2.5% to this sell zone, and exactly that's what happened. Okay, so it was an easy free trading video for you every morning. I gave easily you made 2%. And if you want to know about this, go subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button, guys. If you like this video, you made money, hit the like button, subscribe my YouTube channel, and share it with your friends and family. Help this channel grow. And if you're on TikTok, you can go to my profile. There's a YouTube link. Subscribe it. And if you join my channel, I give you these indicators. Basically, I give every few hours I post in my Discord group. The link is also in the description of this video. You can join it, and I post it here and there every few hours for you guys to know and make a better decision. So anyhow, so very good trade on Bitcoin, 2.5%, and now we're in a sell zone, guys. We're in a sell zone, and we sell in the sell zone. So I think from here, I'm expecting Bitcoin to drop tomorrow. And this is an indication that stock market will also drop. Okay, so it will be sell the news. So earnings is out. All big mega cap earnings is out. There's no reason for it to go higher. All the fun is gone. All the excitement is gone. Now there's NFP report also at 8:30 a.m. Eastern coming tomorrow, so that could be also volatile. That could also make it drop. Okay, so Bitcoin maybe hover around here, around 43,319, and eventually it's going to drop to around 42,116. Okay. So from if it goes to sell zone to the buy zone, it can drop easily 2.7%. So keep that in mind. Ethereum, same thing, same story. I was telling everybody buy in the buy zone, sell in the sell zone. This is a live example. If you look at my video, you can see 2.5% pump. Now we are in the neutral zone on Ethereum. We are a bit weaker. So we don't do anything in the middle. We wait for either it to go in the red zone to short, or we wait for it to go into the green zone to buy. So Ethereum is a bit weaker, so we're just gonna wait and see which way it goes. Okay, so let's look at levels on other charts. MES, so basically you can see very, very extended S&P 500. We are near sell zone, so you look to sell here. Okay, you want to buy here. You want to buy in the buy zone. Yesterday we were in the buy zone. Told everybody to buy, all my subscribers to buy, and look what happened. 2% pump. Same thing with Nasdaq. We're in the buy zone, so we buy in the buy zone. We don't short in the buy zone. Okay, so you can see easy pumps, almost 2.5% here as well. Easy, easy, easy trades. US 30, Dow Jones, nice trades from buy zone to the sell zone, 1% up. Russell 2000, even it gave buy zone this morning as well. You can see from here around 2% here as well. Okay, so now it's in the middle. Crude oil, best trade. You can see what happened. Crude oil was in the sell zone just here yesterday. And look what happened from sell zone near red zone to the buy zone. 5.29% dump. And I'm here right now. I'm telling you it's going to go hit buy zone tomorrow, sell zone tomorrow. So we're in the buy zone. We buy crude oil. And what I did, I bought CNQ, the one of the biggest Canadian oil miner at the end of the day, and I think it's going to go up 3% tomorrow. So CNQ, you can see at the end of the day, just as the buy zone exactly to the dot. You can see how nicely this indicator works. I bought right here last 2 minutes of the day, and I think it's going to pump. It is going to pump. And it can go pump at minimum neutral zone. So I'm going to take all my profits here, and if it goes higher to 3.3%, that will be the best rate. Actually, this gap is filled, so I'm going to delete this now. Let's look at gold. Gold was in the sell zone, so you can see very nicely pump from buy zone to the sell zone. You can see this indicator just works on every commodity. Okay, 1.75%. Silver, same thing. Very good trades, guys. You can see 3.26% on silver as well. And natural gas, now it came to the buy zone. So you can see very nicely it was in sell zone, dumped. You should have shorted here in the sell zone. Came to here 5.81% dump, almost 6% dump, and now you wait for it to buy. Okay, you're buying here. If it comes back here, buy, and then it's going to go higher eventually. And dollar is okay. So dollar is giving us a hint, guys. Dollar is in the buy zone. This is US dollar. So whenever dollar goes higher, it's a risk off sentiment. So people are scared. So dollar is giving us a hint because it's in the buy zone. I think dollar is going to bounce. And Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, as you can see, it's higher, and you can see S&P 500 is higher, and I think all stock market is going to go lower tomorrow. And you can see even gold is in the sell zone, silver is also near sell zone. So I think dollar is going to go higher tomorrow, and then all the stock market is going to dump. So this is a big hint which dollar is giving us. So trade accordingly. All right. Okay, so let's I think we've done enough of this. So let's go to our traditional stock market charts. Let me go here, and let me what we're going to do is we're going to start with gap analysis. Let's very quickly I review some of the major stocks. So we go to regular trading hours. Let's go to 1 hour chart. Let's review any major gaps on any of the major stocks. Tesla had no gaps. And then let's look at CNQ. I just deleted one of the gaps. This gap is filled, so there's no gap down. So I think this next gap is around 66%, 66.93, almost 6% higher. That's possible. Apple gap down, and that gap is not filled. This was happened on Wednesday. Now there's another gap here, 182. I think they will fill it tomorrow. So no other gaps. So let's quickly look at triple Qs. So I think this gap is going to fill. This was a gap down yesterday. This is going to be filled. So there's no gaps today. SPY also, they're going to fill this gap tomorrow. Dow Jones, no gaps. IWM, no gaps. And let's quickly look at any major stocks. Newmont Mine, because coal miner went on a gap up, not filled. GDX also gap up, so that's fine. Let's look at big FANG stocks. Netflix, no gaps. Amazon going to open on a gap up tomorrow. So actually, I'm gonna start marking it now because I know it's gonna be a gap up. So let's make it green here because it's gonna open up a gap up. Oops, let me change this color. Make this dotted. There you go. Meta. This is also opening on a gap up. So this gap here is not gonna be filled. They're gonna go higher on a big massive gap. So we're gonna make it green. Microsoft opened on a gap up today too. So we're gonna make this also green. Google consolidating, this gap is filled, so just waiting now this earnings gap here, and also there's a gap down. Also, it's also holding this trend line. We'll talk about it soon. Snowflakes, no gaps, and NVDA, this gap is filled, so we can delete this. You can see how nicely gaps are always filled. AVGO also not this filled gap. AMD, no gaps here. All right. So that's about it for now. Let's quickly go to daily analysis. Let's start with, let's start with VIX. VIX crushing down, no gaps here. So let's go to daily chart. You can see VIX is nicely on a trend, higher high, higher lows. Tomorrow it could come lower because earnings are going higher, or it could just pop higher because we could have sell the news event, and then as soon as market opens, they will start to fill this massive gap which will be created, and it could sell. Okay, so just be careful. And you can see S&P 500 is already going towards new high. It's going to make a new all-time high. So that's going to help SPY. So let's go to SPY and then help that fill that gap. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this. I'm going to make this gap down because most likely it's going to go up on a gap up. I'm going to make it green. Let's do the same thing on triple Qs. Go make it lower and make this green because it's gonna open on a gap up. So there's another gap opened, and let's go back to SPY and let's go to daily chart. So I was telling you guys yesterday two scenarios. We go lower, then we'll fill this gap, or we fill higher and then come down. But it looks like now we're gonna go to make new high. Um, Even if you make a new high, it's gonna be divergent high. And what that means is price is going higher, RSI is going lower. I mean, it's making lower high, price is making higher high. So we got to be careful. I think we're also we could be making a wedge, guys, here. So if I want to draw something like this, something like this. Let's see if it's possible. SPY, or maybe we can draw something like that. See here. So this is quite possible a wedge. All right, this is a bearish fall, a bearish rising wedge. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Let's go back to daily chart. You can see it could be a bearish rising wedge, and the reason this is because we are making lower high on PPO, lower high on RSI. Price is going higher and could break. Okay, so something like that. I think it happened before as well. So I think something like that happened here. Okay, so this chart here, very similar story here. You can see bearish rising wedge here. We were making something like this, right? All right, and then what happened? We broke down. All right, so that's quite possible as well. So just be careful here, because here also we were going higher on lower momentum. Same thing here. You can see we got multiple sell signals here, arrow pointing downwards. Here also lower high on PPO, and then we crashed. All right, so I think that's quite possible. So be very careful, guys. You don't want to be bullish on near all-time highs. You should be looking to buy the dip yesterday, which I told you guys to buy, and now you have to be careful. To look to take profits if you're in this trade. First thing in the morning, you should be looking to take profits here. All right. Triple Qs also you can see divergences here. RSI, PPO diverge. Even if it makes a new high, which most likely it will tomorrow, they will sell off. Okay, they will fill all this. You can see green gaps to the downside to fill. Okay, so be very careful here. Dow Jones also making a new high, so it could make a new high, or this could be it. Actually, what is this? I don't know. So it's almost making a topping process because big divergences on RSI and PPO. IWM, let me bring in moving averages so I can give you some idea as well. IWM also, actually it's good. It's facing some resistance on this green line, which is 10 moving average. But if stock market drops tomorrow, IWM is also going to drop with this. And it's up 0.28% pre-market, so that's fine. So I think it's trying its best to, it found support on this yellow line, which is 50 daily SMA, and looking to bounce from here. All right. Let's look at Bitcoin, and I'm going to go to BTC chart here. Let's do a gap analysis on Bitcoin quickly before we go further. Let's go to 1 hour chart on Bitcoin, and no gaps here, no gaps on Ethereum. Yep, so no gaps on Ethereum and no gaps on Bitcoin. And let me bring moving averages here. So there you go. This is daily chart of Bitcoin, and you can see if I zoom in, Bitcoin is above all moving averages, which is good news, and it's trying its best. But just remember, there are multiple gaps to the downside. So if market drops tomorrow, that can help Bitcoin to drop. Ethereum, this gap is still not filled, so a couple of gaps. So I'm looking for Bitcoin to pump. That should pump Ethereum to fill these two gaps. One gap is around 23.88, second is around 24.84. So from where we are right now, these two gaps are almost around 7.6% away. All right, so keep that in mind. All right, let's keep moving. Crude oil, massive sell-off today after rejection on from this light blue line, which is 200 EMA. But this could still be a higher low. And then you can see if I hide this EMA lines, you can see we are right near support. Okay, this is a nice support area. Okay, nice support. So we can still bounce from here. So don't be too bearish yet. It's good that it came back to support. We break out and then we're coming back to support. And it's finding some support here on this red line, which is 50 simple moving average. So if it bounced, that's going to be bullish. Tesla just holding around here, trying its best to hold. I'm waiting for this crossover. So whenever that crossover happens, like what happened here, green line is above red line, it's gonna go higher. Um, Waiting for that. Now there is this arrow, couple of arrows are coming here. It's telling this is time to get a pump. You can see our arrow came here. We pumped after a few days. Arrow here, we pumped few days. Arrow here, we pump few days. So it's all indications are telling me that this is trying to form a bottom and a massive rally will happen. And all these yellow guys gaps are the gaps to fill to the top side. Okay, so if you can hold and be patient, it's potential 30% upside possible. Apple, now there's a gap fill around 182.96. Apple is down 181.45 pre-market. So let's see where it opens tomorrow. But if it can open here around this 200 SMA, if it opens here and if it holds, that's why you should be looking to buy Apple actually. You can see a little bit down here, 200 SMA quickly recovered. So 200 SMA is where algos automatically trigger to buy. You can see here time and time this dark blue line come near 200 SMA, buy, nearby, nearby, nearby. Every time it touches, I think a lot of algorithms hit to buy Apple. Sometimes it goes below that, but don't be too bearish. This is a great opportunity for you to buy Apple. So if it's going to open on a gap down, which most likely it will tomorrow, if you buy around 200 SMA, there's still this 3% upside to fill this gap. That will happen for sure. And if Apple eventually will go to new all-time high, that's easily around 10% profits from there. Okay, this is the world's largest stock. They're not going to let it go down like that. Okay, so look to buy Apple tomorrow. Gold is above all moving averages, which is good sign. I think it bottomed here, so it's by the dip. Silver also holding above these moving averages and this line. So actually, I'm gonna this trend line, the two I will leave it there. So I was just trying to see which of this trend line is valid, but you can see today was a massive down move. I don't know, it was a stop hunt and then quickly recovered. Now just facing resistance on this 200 EMA. Once it breaks, it's going to be bullish. Natural gas, so big sell-off day. Still, it can fill this gap around 2.1898. If not, I'm looking for new lows, and then new lows will be until mid of Feb, and then that's where I'm looking for natural gas to bottom. Dollar, I said it's making a flag, still looking okay. Still could be a bigger flag. If it goes down for some reason tomorrow in this buy zone, that's going to be also a nice buy. Also, it looks like it's making an inverse head and shoulder. So this is head, left shoulder. It's just trying to make a right shoulder and it's going to boom. All right. So that's what I think it's doing. Toronto Stock Exchange. Let's go to 1 hour chart. Are there any gaps to talk about? Nothing here. So let's go to daily. Above all moving averages, looking good. There's a gap, little bit gap here around 29 to 7. As long as it's holding above this white line, all is good. Hang Seng Index. Wait for it to break this white line. Okay, until that happens, I'm not going to be buying China. What else is here? Let's quickly scan. Copper commodities by the dip. Came back, finding support on this green line. Look to buy it on the dip. Soybeans also trying to make a bottom here. Again, by the dip. Sugar uh, consolidating. That's okay. I think it's consolidating. But if this green line goes below red line, then that's not going to be good news. Wheat is also holding nicely. You can see just consolidating above all moving averages. So it's just trying to make a massive bottom here, okay? And it's facing resistance on this dark blue line. So whenever it breaks, it's going to be explosive breakout. Corn also facing resistance on this white line. Whenever it breaks, it's going to be an explosive breakout. What else is happening here? Gold miners, GDX, multiple gaps to the downside, finding resistance on this yellow line, which is 50 EMA. Let's wait for it to, it could go higher or it could come down to fill these gaps. So it's right in the middle. I don't know which way it's going to go. Netflix, nice moves. Still divergence, massive divergence. You can see this red line. RSI making lower high, PPO making lower high. PPO now might not be making lower high, but RSI. But if I zoom out, still PPO is okay. So Netflix is looking, one indicator is bullish, other is bearish. Amazon making a new high after hours. This divergence are not paying out. If it makes a new high, which it will, if we have a divergent high, that means they're going to sell off as on this gap up. Okay, so keep that in mind. Meta, Facebook also going to make a massive move higher, and Meta had also a big divergence, higher time frame. But let's see how it goes. Microsoft, holding nicely above all moving averages and still has so all these tech stocks are still okay. Other than Google is also holding this nice trend line here, again holding it today. If it breaks, then there are going to be multiple gaps to filter the downside. Snowflakes also holding it nicely. NVDA, one gap is up towards going towards new high, but I'm getting these signals to be alert. Okay, everywhere alert signals to be careful. AVGO pullback nice, so let's see if it can bounce. And AMD also nice pullback on this white line. Let's see if it can bounce from here. Shopify was down. I don't know why. There was no real good news, but it's finding support. But earnings is coming in a week or so. But there are multiple big gaps, so be careful here on Shopify. All right, guys, I think that's it for today, and let's hope tomorrow again. These are the levels you don't want to be buying here, you want to be selling here. You can see I'm getting these sell signals everywhere, so be careful, guys. Don't be greedy. Just look to take profit, wait for a nice pullback. Even SPY gave me a arrow to sell yesterday. All right, okay, guys, if you're still here, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Okay, bye.